Hello subscribers, how are you doing today? So in this video, I just want to do like some straight talk. Like I'm not gonna edit this video too much or anything. And by the way, I want to welcome all the new subscribers. A lot of you have been coming onto this channel in the last couple of days or maybe the last 2 or 3 weeks. And I really am so encouraged by your active views, your comments, and sometimes even engagements with me. So in this video is also kind of like a way of giving back to all your support. I want to be talking about like the number one manifestation block that a lot of people have. A lot of people out there do affirmations, they do visualizations, but why is it that you're not getting the affirmation result that you want? So when I look into my own experience, I've been through a few different courses in or related to manifestation or the law of attraction. Namely, these are the ones on Mind Valley, such as the very popular The Art of Manifesting by Regan, Hillyer. I've also gone through the Silver Effect program by Vishen Lakhiani. I've gone through Quantum Jumping by Bert Goldman as well. And I find that, after going through all these programs and doing a lot of reading about manifestation from Neville Goddard, I mean, who else? Because he is one of the very known influencers in a previous era. Unfortunately, he's not around in this world today, but his teachings continue to empower so many of us. And I think if he was still around, that would have made significant difference, because what I'm going to be talking about today, which I think is the major reason why a lot of people are coming to a ceiling in their manifestation. A lot of people, a lot of videos that you could watch, such as a lot of you come across my channel through a video about wealth signal, and maybe along the next couple of weeks when I have time, I'll review some other programs as well. And you can comment which ones you want me to review as well in the video description. But what a lot of these sales pitches typically say is that, well, if the movie The Secret has been out for so long, and if manifestation was so readily available, you just have to think of something, visualize it, and then let the universe give it to you. Then job done, mission accomplished. Everyone would be living their dream life. But why are many people not doing so yet? Okay, so I want to talk about that today in this video, and I want to basically dive in. So the main reason why a lot of people, you are not having success by affirming, by doing your visualization, is because Neville Goddard, once again, he has a book dedicated to it, and his title is the very reason why many people, including myself, have not succeeded in the past until I found this. So the feeling is the secret. The feeling is the secret. Earlier this morning, I was going through like my Mind Valley membership and just looking through which meditation that I should do, because there's a section inside for meditation. So I was just looking through, and what I typically do is that I let my intuition be my guide. I let my intuition go down the list and pick one, and just trust that that meditation would be the most suitable one for me at that time, and it was. So that actually inspired this video. It was the final meditation on the Regan Hillyer's program, where it's basically like, the graduation of this program, right? So the graduation meditation, where you put everything into one. And so what we did during that meditation was that we kind of like teleported between different parts of our life. What I mean by teleportation, so I mean, like, some of you may have heard of things like past life regression, astral projection, out of body experience. The whole point of all this astral projection, out of body experience, and past life regression is that you want to see yourself in a different state, and maybe it could be a state that inspires some kind of strong feelings. So I did have a very I did catch glimpse of a future that inspired me, and that future was my son and daughter in a table tennis tournament. perhaps it was the World the WTT event, I think it was, and they were wearing Thai colors, as in like the uniform, right? And they were spiritedly playing, aggressive, winning points. For those of you who watch table tennis, I have a favorite table tennis player, Tomokazu Harimoto. And this guy, if you go on YouTube Shorts, you even see people say he has this signature cho. He's like, he cho his way to a win, and that's how spirited he is. And I kind of like saw a glimpse of my children doing similar thing. And I saw myself in the spectator box, looking in very good shape, wearing a nice beige suit, and generally looking very young for my years, because that was probably about 3 or 4 years in the future, that vision. And to be in the VIP box, I mean, the spectator box also means that you are, it basically means that I've made it in life, and not only because my kids are competing, but because of other reasons. I was also sitting in the VIP box for that tournament. So that experience, when I saw a glimpse of that, it literally brought tears to my eyes. I even took a screenshot. So it is, in my opinion, in my experience, when you do your visualizations, if you do not have something that's deeply emotional, or should I say, when you have something that's deeply emotional, that is what people mean by the shift happens. The shift happens is not just about thinking, but you know that the shift has initiated itself in your mind, has birthed itself in your mind because of a deeply emotional state. It's kind of like one of those things that people say, once I see, I cannot unsee. And it's kind of like, it's one of those things that when you see and you cannot unsee, it could be, when you saw, your dream car, you just cannot unsee it, and you know that this is what I want to work towards. You saw your dream house, and you knew that this is it. And there's so many things out there in life that once you see, it creates desire. Burning desire that will actually drive the work ethic in the way of inspired action toward the goal that you wish to have. And that is why it is so powerful to be able to get feeling into that manifestation. Sometimes I could be doing a visualization, and then when I catch glimpse of something, reactions that I feel, sometimes it could be, a different breathing, a different pulse rate, like I could have tears welling up. I could be feeling electrical charges going through my body. If you felt any of these things, just comment down below and say, that's me, I felt that. What exactly did you feel? Let me know. Which part of the world you're listening to this from? Let me know as well. And sometimes, I feel myself just so charged, I'm clenching my fist about something because I feel so strongly. And when you meditate, it's interesting because sometimes, heard about mudras? Mudras are like finger microcircuitry that actually you are wiring currents within your body to go in a different way. And it's as bizarre and ridiculous as it sounds, well, our body is made of currents. So if our body is made of currents, there would be effects into how we wire our currents. And different finger positions actually have different different feelings. They produce different feeling states in your body because it actually affects the bioelectricity, the charges, and also therefore you can actually influence mental states of awareness through that as well. So sometimes I find myself doing certain positions, during these meditations, and it just feels right. And then I look at it, oh, that's interesting. Didn't know that. So this is something for you to check out. But anyway, I want to talk a little bit more about this visualization that I had. What Regan Hillyer she directed us to do is to kind of like let ourselves float out of our body. And how do you float out of your body per se? Well, it's not technically out of your body, but obviously we have the usual deep breathing. So I've talked about in other videos, and you basically imagine yourself, and for me, imagine myself floating out of my body. I'm like in the Superman. I'm flying and hovering over the childhood me, seeing what I'm doing over there. So that's the mental video, right? The mental video is something that's being talked about in many different affirmation trainings, courses, different schools. Different instructors on manifestation to talk about the mental video technique at some point. So you basically see like a cinematographer is making a video of you at a different time of your life. How are you doing back then? And if you go close to that person, you can observe around the face of the younger you, what that looks like, and imagine what's going on in his head. And all of this is how you can actually get into a feeling state. So ultimately, we're also going to talk a little bit about why this works, because not just capturing the feeling state, but when you catch a glimpse of the version of yourself that inspires you, the version of yourself that has completed everything that you set out to do and beyond. And imagine you're going up close to that person, looking around him. Imagine, what if you're invisible? You have a cloak of invisibility. You're going around yourself, or you're even sniffing around yourself. And then you are maybe even touching the textures of your clothing or something like that, and then even grabbing it to sniff. Oh, this smells expensive. This smells exquisite. And then all this, it just creates a very interesting, multifaceted experience, which is like engages the five senses, and that is when it's the most powerful, more powerful than anything. The more senses you engage, and the mind does not discriminate very well between what's real and what's not real, and therefore what's really real. I mentioned in a different video as well that the building blocks of our everyday experience is thoughts and beliefs. Thoughts and beliefs are like a lens or a filter for us to see what we experience, and helps us to make sense of our day-to-day life. And having a different thoughts and experience, thoughts and beliefs, a different set of software where you interpret things very, very differently. It's kind of like a different autopilot mechanism that will give a different result for cameras, because I happen to be like shopping for a better camera as well. Also, it's the same as like what would this different setting or that different setting, that kind of this hardware combo or that kind of 10-bit and 8-bit video, what kind of differences would that make? A lot of difference. 10-bit, you see I have over a billion colors that can be identified in the video, as opposed to 16.7. It will not just be feeling. I mean, feeling is one thing, but the feeling of that state plus the whole experience of that state, how can we create that whole feeling? And then and then finally, you want to bond with that future self of yours that is successful, that's inspiring, that has achieved everything that you set out to do. Imagine yourself embodying the essences of that version of you and bringing it back into your present. And there you have a nice trip. Based on that, you can now live as the person that you wish to become. Thank you, my friends. I hope this video finds you well. And leave some comments. Let me know what you think, where you're listening to this from, what other things you'd like me to cover on this channel. And do subscribe if you haven't. If you most welcome to check out the other recent. Thank you so much, and I appreciate all of you on my channel. Have a great day.